Hey y'all, let's have a real conversation. Ever feel like you're sprinting on a treadmill, exhausted but getting nowhere? You're not alone. 82% of employees are nearing burnout, and some crash as early as 25. We've been sold a lie that working longer, pushing harder, sacrificing sleep, health, and time with family is the only way to succeed. But what if that grind you're stuck in isn't building you up, it's breaking you down? Today, I'm exposing the toxic myth of hustle culture, and more importantly, I'm giving you a blueprint to break free and finally reclaim your life. So what's the deal with this hustle culture or grind set we hear so much about? It's like an almost religious dedication to being productive all the time. It's a societal vibe that doesn't just nudge you, but practically screams at you to work constantly, pull long hours, and chase career success at any cost. And what gets left behind? Your personal life, your rest, any real work-life balance. You've heard the phrases, rise and grind, no days off, sleep is for the weak, or I'll sleep when I'm dead. These aren't just catchy slogans, they're the anthems of a culture that assigns your value based on output, not who you are, just what you produce. Overwork becomes the norm, exhaustion becomes a badge of honor. Social media adds fuel to the fire, showcasing 80-hour weeks as the fast track to greatness. Productivity is worshipped, rest is seen as weakness. Now, don't get me wrong, dedication and hard work matter. But hustle culture takes these good things, cranks them to an extreme, and demands you put your job before your health, your family, and even your identity. And I'll be honest, and I've played a role in this too. By all traditional metrics, my team and I were crushing it. We hit every benchmark every quarter, but 80 hours a week was our starting point. If you weren't trying to beat that, you weren't playing the same game. Looking back, I helped build a culture that was successful and quietly suffocating. The promise of the hustle, it sounds noble. Rewards, recognition, success. But the cost, it's devastating. Burnout isn't just feeling tired, it's deep physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion that no weekend or coffee can fix. You lose motivation, you grow cynical, the job you once cared about starts to feel pointless. Simple tasks feel like climbing mountains. The World Health Organization calls burnout illegitimate workplace syndrome. By 2025, some projections say 66% of workers will be burned out, and younger generations are hit the hardest. But that's just the start. Burnout fuels anxiety, sleeplessness, racing thoughts, and the creeping belief that you're not good enough. Depression often follows, a loss of joy, meaning, and self-worth. And physically, the toll is brutal. Sleep deprivation, high blood pressure, weakened immunity, heart disease. Over 700,000 deaths in a single year were linked to long work hours. If we're being completely honest, I'm certain many of us watching this video know someone who has high blood pressure, struggles with mental health, and frequently feels inadequate. And beyond your health, your relationships suffer. Work erases every other part of life. Family time, friendships, hobbies. One woman shared how her daughter drew a family picture and left her out. "Mommy's always at work," she said. That was her wake-up call. Ironically, the hustle often kills the very productivity it glorifies. Studies show productivity plummets after 55 hours a week. You don't get more done, you just burn out faster. Creativity dries up, ideas vanish, you become a machine, but a slow, exhausted one. If hustle culture is so harmful, why is it so appealing? Because it's tied to identity. In today's world, your job title becomes your self-worth. Take a week off or lose income. You don't just feel unproductive, you feel less valuable. That's the trap. We confuse our output with our worth. And then there's perfectionism. Hustle culture sets impossible standards. Constant growth, no room for rest. It turns fear of failure into fuel, not from passion, but from panic. We also absorb this warped idea that rest is laziness. Use your vacation days, set boundaries. Some will see that as weakness, so we power through even when our bodies scream, stop. Toxic positivity adds to the pressure. Just push through. Stay grateful. Others have it worse. These phrases sound supportive, but they silence real pain. They make people feel ashamed for being human. And don't forget the highlight reels. Social media shows the wins, not the breakdowns, the crying in stairwells, or the doctor visits for stress-induced migraines. We compare ourselves to illusions and always fall short. And yes, for many, hustle isn't ambition. It's survival. Wages are stagnant, costs keep rising. Some hustle just to stay afloat. This isn't about chasing dreams, it's about not drowning. And when you feel unseen, unsupported, or undervalued at work, you try to prove yourself by giving everything, even if it breaks you. Eventually something cracks, a health scare, a failing relationship, a moment where you look around and realize you're successful on paper, but miserable inside. You start asking the hard questions. Is all this stress worth it? Who am I trying to impress? What exactly am I sacrificing? And for what? You realize you've been chasing someone else's dream, and the someday life you've been promised, the one where you finally get to rest, never actually arrives. That's the danger of hustle culture. It convinces you to trade your present well-being for a future that may never come. It robs you of now. But here's the good news. That moment, the breakdown, the realization, the quiet collapse, it's also your turning point, because it's the beginning of clarity and the start of freedom. Real productivity, the kind that fulfills, not depletes, doesn't come from burnout. It comes from balance, from rest, from meaning. Take a second. Does any of this hit home? Have you felt that creeping exhaustion, the endless pressure, the fear that you're always falling behind? Drop a yes in the comments or share your story. What was your breaking point? Your story might be the one that helps someone else feel less alone. Getting out of the hustle trap doesn't mean giving up. It means getting smart, getting real. It means building a life you don't need to escape from. Here's a starting point. Acknowledge and recognize the signs. Don't ignore the red flags. Exhaustion, dread, or resentment, that's your body talking. Redefine your success. What actually matters to you, not to your boss, not to social media, to you. Set clear, firm boundaries. Your time is precious. Treat it like it is. Prioritize rest and self-care, religiously, not as a reward, as a non-negotiable. Challenge the always-on mentality and embrace good enough. Perfectionism is a trap. Done is better than perfect. Practice self-compassion. You're not a machine. Give yourself grace. Cultivate supportive relationships and seek help. You don't have to do this alone. Regular digital detox. Step away from the scroll. Reclaim your attention. Focus on sustainable habits, not quick fixes. Change doesn't have to be dramatic, just consistent. Now imagine this, a life where ambition and well-being coexist, where success doesn't drain you, it lifts you. You wake up rested, you show up, not just physically but mentally and emotionally. You make space for the things that matter, people, passions, presence. Your health improves, your mind quiets, your creativity returns. And here's the kicker, you actually become more productive because you're coming from a place of strength, not survival. Your relationships deepen, your joy returns, and slowly you remember what it feels like to be you again. This isn't just possible, it's necessary, and it starts with one choice. The story of hustle culture is loud, but your story can be different. You don't have to burn out to succeed. You don't have to sacrifice your life to build one. Escaping the grind isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's saying, I choose to thrive, not just survive. Start today. One small step, one boundary, one honest conversation. If this video hit home, give it a like. Subscribe for more content on building a life, not just a career. And tell me in the comments, what's one change you're inspired to make after watching this? Let's support each other and take our lives back. Thanks for watching. Here's to reclaiming your sanity.